Hey, y'all. Are you ready for an update on what's been going on in my life? Anyways, I am Letitia Iona, and I have been walking through a season of divorce. Long story about all that. See, 3 weeks ago, almost 3 weeks ago, I decided to leave. Um, and I basically packed in a week and moved in one day. This past week, I had spring break, and so I got to catch up on my new home. When I decided to leave, I was very concerned about what me and my daughter's life would look like on this side. And it was time to go. It was time to go. Divorce is hard by itself, but then you add, you know, leaving your home. It was my home. It was where I looked forward to going after work. It was where I enjoyed resting. I enjoyed cooking, baking, cleaning. I had decorated every room in the house to some extent, just to make it beautiful and homely. To be totally frank, when the day that I left, I was in awe at how empty the house looked, how plain it looked, how just like deserted it looked. There was nothing when we left except for a few major pieces of furniture, but it just felt like all the love, all the beauty, looking at a painting on the wall or looking at pictures of a family event. There were pictures on the wall of us when he came to California and met my friends, and we went to Maestro's for dinner and we walked on the beach. And there were pictures from our wedding when we went to Vegas. I mean, just like beautiful, wonderful, precious memories. And all of that was gone. And so divorce is hard enough, but then moving out is terrifying. And for a woman with her daughter to have to pick up and move somewhere else while this whole thing is going on was petrifying and just really hard and extremely scary. But having moved, I had a garage full of boxes that were stored in our garage at the other house. And, it wasn't too long ago that I moved here from California. So a lot of stuff was still in boxes because we lived in a house in Springfield, my home. And then we moved the stuff that was in storage from that house from Springfield to Clarksville. And so I think many times I wanted to go out. I had started buying bins to organize my stuff. And I'm still trying to figure out why I didn't do that. I don't know if what I knew in my heart was going to come this very devastating end. Maybe I just held on to the stuff because I didn't know what was going to happen or what I needed. I don't know. But I get to this new place and I've been going through every single box. And I don't like clutter. I don't like hanging on to things that I'm not using. I very often clean out my closet of shoes and clothes, especially if I get something new. Something's got to go. And so for me to have that much stuff in boxes was strange. And by the grace of God, I was able to get rid of a lot of things. I was able to throw things out that I just didn't need. I've been able to donate to a women's shelter, as well as Habitat for Humanity. And I'm just, I don't know, just grateful that I'm able to help other people while I'm walking this very difficult road. And that to me is like, when Jesus fed the 5,000 with the loaves and the fish, it's like I'm opening boxes and I'm just like, I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. I can give it to somebody else who's in need. Somebody else who's having to uproot their lives and start all over again. I can give it to them. And I've just been like blown away by God's goodness and just overwhelmed. And even today, I dropped off probably my last load for a while. And I just kept a little box of things that I may try to sell. I did sell some things on Facebook Marketplace, so that was great. Our house is furnished. I mean, I had to buy new furniture, bed. My daughter kept all her furniture. I had to buy stuff downstairs for our living room. I had to buy stuff for the kitchen. But it's like God met every single need that we had. And I'm just speechless. I'm just blown away that I had a plethora of stuff to give away, because I thought I was going to have to hold on to everything in this season. And so that has been fantastic. And every day I'm just like, how do we have everything that we need and more? Now it's like, how do I decorate the bathroom downstairs, the half bath? What kind of things do I want to put on the walls? I have big, beautiful walls going up the stairs and in the hallways. It's like, just stuff that I don't necessarily have to have right now, but I'm not like looking for things that I desperately need. God has provided everything. I have found really great deals. I will go to the clearance rack, Facebook Marketplace. Oh, it's used, but it's in great condition. Give it to me. So tonight, I have bought some curtains for my daughter's room, and they're not right, and they're too long. I've been to Home Goods, I don't know how many times in the past 3 weeks. So I'm like, please take them back. I was hoping that there'd be another pair of those curtains on the rack, but there wasn't. Those people would not take my curtains back. I know I've returned things that didn't have the tag, and they were able to make a tag, and they were able to figure it out. This guy just would not budge. And I left so mad. It's just like, isn't the customer always right? What is up? I bought these here. So I go to my car and throw the curtains in the trunk and slam the door. And then I'm like, what am I upset about? What? curtains probably cost $22, maybe 29. I don't know. Like, maybe I can sell them on Facebook Marketplace. I don't know. It really helps to put things into perspective. I was frustrated because I really wanted to get something else. I was like, I'll take store credit. Like, I love Home Goods. I will be back. I will buy something right now. But what's the big deal? You know, it is what it is. So this week I just got us completely moved in and settled. I went from, 3 days off of work, moving on a Wednesday, and then going back to work and just going and going and going until spring break. And now I had this break. So God's timing is always perfect, even when we don't understand why. It generally makes sense in the end. You just have to kind of wait for it. I did get to do an interview this week with Carla Downing, Change My Relationship. Being in the midst of what I'm going through and then talking about finding purpose in your pain, that was interesting. But that is definitely my ministry. It's not you're done with the pain. It's you're in the pain. How are you going to get through it? How can you find purpose? Just so you know that there is purpose. Here are some steps and ways that can help you while you're navigating the season of life. So doing that interview was very vulnerable, is very transparent. It was very real, definitely in real time. And so I'm excited to see how people respond to that interview. But I'm just grateful that God would even use me in the midst of what I'm going through to do something like that. So last weekend, me and my daughter, we were able to get our nails done, like right down the street from our house. I was feeling very inspirational and creative. And so I don't know if you can tell, but I always get glitter, but if you can see my ring finger, it's a heart. I don't know if you can tell, but it's a heart and it's broken right down the middle. And I'm wearing my love ring. I do have a heart on this side and it's a full heart. I feel like maybe I should have gotten it a little smaller, but I have a heart. Ooh, look at my bracelet. It's got hearts on it too. My love ring is the ring that I got when I was going through a dating class, and it just represents love. It's definitely easy to be in a season that I'm in to be angry and bitter and like, I'm never going to date again, and I'm never going to be in a relationship, and I'm never getting married again. And I'm definitely in that place. But I still love love. And because of who Christ is in my life, I know that God is love. And I know that perfect love casts out all fear. And no one has died on the cross for my sins to show me love except for Christ. I know that I'm going to be grieving for some time. And the more we settle into this new place, the more I'm feeling it. When I'm busy, I don't feel it as much. I may think about it, but I'm not feeling it. But yesterday, after a long week of, organizing and throwing things out, and like I sat down and I was watching Dr. Anita. She's a Christian psychologist. psychiatrist. She works with mental health. And I was watching her. She was talking to Oprah, and it was just really hitting home. I definitely feel like that's what I've been going through in my marriage. And so, but it helped me to grieve. And I know there's going to be days that I'm angry. There's going to be days that I'm sad. There's going to be days where I'm weepy and crying. There's going to be days that I'm super hopeful. I'm going to go through all the stages. Carla, on her podcast, Change My Relationship, she talked about 3 stages that you want to go through. The first one being accepting that you're out of control. Like, not that you're out of control, that you don't have control. You don't have control in the situation. You just don't have control. We saw like 3 therapists and a married couple from our church. This is what you need to do. I want you to do this. And he's like, okay, I'll do it. But deep down inside, he really didn't think that he needed it. And so I couldn't control him. I couldn't get him to see what I saw. When he decided he didn't want to be married anymore, I couldn't control that either. So step 1, you have no power. Step 2 is believing that God can restore the things that I have lost, the confusion that was in my mind, the pain that I endured in my body, mentally, emotionally, and physically. And not only believe that God can restore the things that I lost in that marriage, that relationship, God can restore him. Which doesn't mean, we're going to be back together. But for him, his relationship with God, whatever that is right now, God can restore him just like he's going to restore me. And already things that I thought I was going to be without for a time, God has provided those things. God has restored those things better. I mean, it has a garbage disposal, which may not be a big deal to a lot of people, but since I moved to Tennessee, I have not been in a house or even a school kitchen that had a garbage disposal. It's the little things, right? And then step 3, it says when I made the choice to start moving, and to get help from others and change my address and buy new furniture and hire movers, with the uncertainty of where we were going to be, what my finances were going to look like, that was my surrender. That was a huge step. And it kind of all happened in one big whoosh. But that was my surrender. That was me saying, okay, God, I've fought for this marriage. I've fought for the well-being of this man. I have believed God could do anything. I still believe that he can. Will he? I don't know. But I still believe that he can. But once I stopped fighting, once I stopped still believing and hoping for God's incredible change in his life and restoring him, but when I just completely let that go, which I had to move out to let that go, because living there was, without saying too much, living there was cold. It had gotten cold. It had gotten wearisome. And every day it was hurtful. Every day it was painful, and the inevitable was just creeping up very quickly. And so it was hard, and it wasn't the place to be anymore. I am lighter. I am more peaceful. I am happier. I feel happy every day. And it's not that I didn't feel happy there, because I did, but it was like I was happy within myself, within my life, within my choices, within my friends and my family and my job and teaching and, writing my book. And I was happy in those things. But the thing that was the most important thing to me, besides my relationship with God and my children, was my husband and my marriage. And that wasn't happy. In that surrender, in that I was powerless, I was just left weak and limp, and my focus completely turned to, okay, what's next? I can't say how much more grateful I am. That is the only word that comes to mind. And it could be worse on this side, There's still going to be moments where it's not great and it's going to be hard. But knowing that I have peace, knowing that I am in a safe place is everything. And, it's going to take time to fully settle in. But I feel like where we are right now, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. And it's going to be worth it. And I will understand more and more as time passes by. And I will understand in the sweet by and by. I am anticipating the next. And I'm just keeping my eyes and my heart open to whatever God has for me and my daughter. I am not fully discouraged. I'm not fully down and out. I am pressing on. And I will continue to do that until I can't do it anymore. But I thank you for sharing this journey with me. Don't think that your prayers have not meant the world to me. Don't think that your prayers have not touched me and my daughter in some way. For now, thank you.